6:30 Central will look a little different tonight, and more importantly, it's going to feel different. Thanks for watching. I'm Rolly Hoyt, and over the next half hour, we're dedicating our time to every person who texted us this week, sharing photos of giant snowmen, enthusiastic kids, and the wonder of nature. And since the snow started falling Sunday, we've received over 10,000 text messages featuring these very photos. THV11 storyteller Jesse Amos helps us explain our gratitude.
User-generated content. Have you ever heard that term? It's a super boring term for a really beautiful thing.
The viewers sending us pictures that we absolutely love.
It's a media industry term for, well, this. And as the snow started falling and the temps started dropping, the content from you started flowing, started generating. Texts, Facebook messages, emails, tweets.
Beautiful sunsets. Look at the snow. Unbelievable.
Thousands of you sent in what you were seeing.
You guys
so
have been
many
texting
pictures.
And to this moment, you're still sending them in. And it's an amazing thing. You see, here we are in the midst of a pandemic that's keeping us disconnected. In a historic snowstorm that's keeping us from being in every community. Yet, something like this keeps us connected, allowing us to do our jobs better, to see what you're seeing, to share what you're seeing. Maybe it's time we stop calling it user-generated content and just start saying, I did it! Thanks to our community of life sharers. We truly are better together.
Well said, Jesse. Coming up this half hour, it's time for you at home to show off. We've got your igloos. Some of these snow structures are several feet tall. Dozens of Queen Elsas will be included. And it's not a THV11 special without a little humor, so keep watching for all of that. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannan. Tom, what can folks expect headed into the weekend?
Well, before we do that, we need to go outside to meteorologist Nathan Scott, who's set to do the final snow angel of the night. Nathan, I'm just kidding. Nathan's standing right here. It's the only thing you didn't do. You didn't do a snow angel, Nathan.
No, I did do a snow angel. I did one when it snowed up in Newton County that one time.
Okay.
Once a year.
Once a year. He did his once a year snow angel up in Newton County with one of the first snows there. Here's what happened today. We managed to break the freezing mark. We went up to 34 in Little Rock. And roads thawed out, streets thawed out, but we still have plenty of snow left on the roads. And tonight, we're going to drop to close to 10 degrees, and that means everything that melted today is going to refreeze tonight. But tomorrow we have another opportunity for a decent thaw. Here are the numbers right now. Little Rock is now below freezing. We're at 30. It's 32 in Harrison, 31 Mountain Home. Jonesboro, 22 degrees. So you can see temperatures are still very, very cold. And with Little Rock's temperature of 30, we have a light south-southeast wind at 7. Tomorrow, I think that wind's going to pick up just a little bit more. But tonight we drop to 10 degrees for the early morning low. Just be prepared tomorrow morning if you have anything to do outside. You might want to wait a while because the roads are going to really be icy and you might hurt yourself. So just wait. We got more on your weekend outlook coming up. Another chance of rain as well. Rolly, we'll send things back to you.
Tom, thanks. From the science of snow to snow art. Like this incredibly crafted horse behind me, we've received so many photos of the masterpieces that took hours, dedication, and probably a lot of hand warmers to finish. Let's check some of them out. Down in Hot Springs, the Garcia family created a Scrooge snowman. If you can't tell, it's massive, taking them over 3 hours to finish. And while the Scrooge may be cold-hearted himself, this story will warm your heart. The Garcia family said they were inspired to build him so they could simply spend time together. And if you had to see this one coming. A Razorback-inspired snowman. The Dawson family, also in Hot Springs, made it. They used more than just the snow. The Dawson family got out a stencil and spray paint and created the red Razorbacks that you see there. Of course, they topped him with some hog gear and even got a name for him, Henry the Hog Fan Snowman. And people are riding a rhino in the town of Judsonia. There's a line you don't hear every day. That's because Ivan Perez and Jesus Hernandez created it. It took them about 3 hours to finish the giant snow beast. We're just glad they didn't get hurt climbing up on top. We'll get back to your snowmen in just a moment, but we can't keep talking about all these photos without mentioning the hundreds of photos inspired by a single Disney movie. You texted us, you posted on our Facebook page, some even trickled in on our email. THV11's Ashley Godwin takes us into the unknown.
Little girls typically wear snowsuits and hooded jackets to play in the snow. But in 2013, one Disney film changed it all.
In Arendelle's fair kingdom, a ruler did appear,
making this rare time outside quite the show. Snowstorm 2021, a fierce and frightening week for so many, but to our littlest Arkansans, it was nothing short of magical. They chose to let it go.
Let it go, let it go, can't hold it back anymore.
5-year-old Hadley Noble of Bryant braved the freezing temps on the back of a reindeer. Carly Ann Gibson from Searcy wore a cape fit for a queen. 4-year-old Ava of Little Rock tried on that famous braid for size. Queen Elsa is their idol. Icy blue is the common thread. To adults, it's a fantasy. To them, it's the snowy path where any princess can sled. Charlie Duvall of Damascus says the cold never bothered her anyway, and watching 3-year-old Marison Hubbard spin in the snow made every frown fade. Maybe the record snowfall isn't magic, maybe a Disney princess isn't real after all, but this week we think these photos could make a frozen heart thaw. Reporting from Arendelle, Ashley Godwin, THV 11 News.
Great stuff. Thank you, Ashley. Arkansans may not know much about living in an igloo, but they know enough how to build one. Here's proof. In Clark County, a group of friends built an igloo so big it managed to get a fire pit in there. They used large buckets to make the ice bricks, then stacked them as high as they could. It took about 2.5 hours, but eventually the structure could stand on its own. While the last igloo had height, this one has finesse. Alyssa and Zeke of Ferndale made it and sent us these photos. Our team's very impressed with the intricate detailing of the structure, from the arched door to the stained iced window. Arkansas Digest is on the line. And this igloo comes with a little educational moment. Steve in Russellville actually built what's called a Quincy snow hut. That's what people in Antarctica learn to build in survival school, just in case you get lost chasing penguins in the world's coldest and most remote continent. Dangerous but mesmerizing. Icicles, some several feet long, dangle from homes across the state tonight. Up next, what you saw before the sun showed up today. And the snow can play tricks on you. One Garland County man learned the hard way when he found out what's actually lying underneath all of that snow.
Tell you what, man, the weekend's here. I think we get a little more time to thaw out. Skies are mostly clear. The sun has set. This is a beautiful shot over downtown Little Rock. We'll take a look at that weekend forecast right after this.
Icicles formed on our houses, and we didn't think much of it at first, but as the week went on, they went from dazzling to downright dangerous. In the town of Sidney, Arkansas, Mom Brandy is holding this very large icicle. It's over 6 feet long, and her boys Sam and Jack were fascinated by it. I am too. And J.R. Thompson lives in Macon, Arkansas. He found this icicle that's about 8 feet long off his roof of his home. That's one of the largest we've seen in all of the photos sent to us so far. And no need for air guitar when you've got ice guitar. Joshua Dunavant of the Marche community had a little fun when he ripped some giant icicles down. Thanks to everyone who has been sending us all of these photos. We're going to get to more of them here in just a second, but we're joined by Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannan, and these are pretty amazing things. And how much longer are we going to get to be able to experience this?
Well, I think you're probably going to have them through the weekend until things really thaw out and melt off. In fact, we'll probably have some snow on the ground, and especially in those shady areas, we'll carry that through part of the week next week until the warmer temperatures just really melt away all the snow. Now, most of the major highways and interstates have seen the snow removed and have dried off, but there will be some areas out on the roadways tonight that'll be patchy with ice. Be careful as you travel tonight. Our low temperature dropping to 10 degrees. We'll hit right around 42 tomorrow. Now, we're expecting quite a bit of sunshine tomorrow. There could be some clouds mix in from time to time. And then by Sunday afternoon, we'll hit close to 50 with a chance of rain. That's it, rain. Not expecting any wintry weather. And I love your photos. I had to pick out a couple. I love this cardinal. This is a cardinal in Cabot. Thank you for sending your photo in. And more icicles. The beautiful sunrise here with the icicle and just a big icicle here overlooking really a nice property there with the cloudy skies behind it. Love the shots. Keep sending them our way, 501-376-1111, and we'll get those on as quickly as we can. And Rolly's got more photos coming up in just a few moments. Looking ahead, let's talk about some warmer weather coming our way here as we look forward. The headlines, the melting continues this weekend with temperatures in the 40s. Now, nighttime lows tonight drop off into the teens, into the 20s tomorrow night. Rain chance on Sunday, but a warming trend, something we haven't had in a while, a warming trend. Here are the numbers for next week, roll through Thursday, as those highs reach into the lower to mid 60s. By the time we hit Thursday, we'll have another chance of some precipitation, some rainfall, and our high temperature then in the 50s. So here's what's going on. High pressure is built in over the region, and it is controlling our weather. We're getting a few high-level clouds over parts of northern and central Arkansas. Not going to see any precipitation out of this. This extends upwards into, say, the Rockies. This is part of a weak system here. Our system that's going to bring precipitation is just off the coast of Oregon, and it approaches quickly Saturday night into Sunday with rain chances. We had a beautiful day. The sun came out and helped to melt off more of the snow from the roadways. Hope you had a chance to enjoy the snow. And now we're going to see it slowly melt away. As Nathan mentioned, meteorologist Nathan Scott, looked like we lost, 3-4 inches in melting alone today. There are the high-level clouds. They'll drift in and out. Not really going to affect the temperatures that much. This is what we expect tomorrow afternoon. 42 in Little Rock. There could be a few more clouds around. 46 up Mountain Home for a high. Then Saturday night into Sunday morning, lows in the upper 20s. Rain chances pick up Sunday evening. Rain. No more of the wintry stuff. Here is a look at your extended forecast for those of you that are looking forward to the warmer conditions as 54 by Monday, into the 60s by Tuesday and Wednesday. And that really is a peek at your forecast.
Much, Tom. You know, a few of the photos that we receive, when we look back on them years from now, it will be very easy to tell when we took them. Like Altamika and Presley, a pair of friends in Maumelle who built a snowman equipped with a mask and Lysol. Nothing says pandemic more than that, right? And we got a kick out of this mask-wearing faux pas from Allison Thornton in Bryant. Mask over the nose versus mask not over the nose. We have sympathy for carrot noses, but not the button-nosed snowmen like Frosty out there. Make sure you get it right. Come on. Laughs will continue after the break, but they'll be at someone else's expense. 6:30 Central, your snow photos. Back in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back to 6:30 Central. A doorbell camera captured a moment in Hot Springs when Rick Myrick lost his footing in his driveway. The video shows him absolutely defeated by the ice and snow, staying on the ground for a bit before even trying to get back up. His family tells us it must have hurt because he landed right on that shovel that he's carrying. And he's about 6'4", so he had a long ways to fall down to the deck. And Jordan in Conway was throwing chunks of hard snow when he lost his footing and went down. The same piece he tried to throw fell and bopped him right on the head. My goodness. His mom, Julie, sent us this video and said, "This is my son concussing himself with an ice ball." No worries, he made it through concussion protocol and also apparently finds this video hilarious. We hope so. And it's looking like the X Games over at the home of David Rogers in Hot Springs. He tells THV 11 his family is very proud of this snow berm they made. He said it took hours of shoveling to get it right, but it is so worth it. That looks Olympic caliber there. We got some bobsledders ready to go. Now, down in Cabot, we've got a family that's actually wishing for warmer temperatures, judging by the photos that they sent us. They're talking about snowmen lounging by the pool and on the top of their water slide. Brian Morgan, Molly Lennon, and Bridget of Cabot made these snowmen perfect to stay in and cuddle, but put them in summer, and they'll really be really happy they made it onto 630 Central. Well, we have survived some of the worst winter weather our state has seen in a century, and through the worst came some of the best from our fellow Arkansans. We put the call out for you to send the stories of snow angels, people putting others first during the snowfall. Rachel Nicole Whittle sent us this picture saying, quote, "My son told me he wanted a daddy snowman, so we made this in honor of my husband. He works for RDOT in Clark County, and they have been working so hard the past 2 weeks, trying to prepare the roads and then do the best they can to make them drivable." That's the end of her quote. We join the Whittles in saying thanks to you, to all of the road crews who worked tirelessly all throughout this week. And tonight, on a special version of THV 11 News at 10, we'll feature even more snow angels to round out a week for the history books. Tom Brannon, 30 years of forecasting weather here in this part of the country, and it's certainly been something special.
A little less than 30, but yes,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
right. I'm a little younger than that, really. Do I look like an old guy to you?
Yeah, I believe you were doing this when you were 10.
Probably was. I lived here when I was 10. This is probably the worst snow event I've ever been through. But yeah, you're right, Rolly. Enjoy it, because I think we're going to see it melt away next week especially. But for the weekend, temperatures 42 tomorrow, 49 Sunday, low tonight, 10 degrees. All this stuff that melted off today is going to refreeze tonight. The slush will refreeze, Rolly. Be careful on the roads.
All right, so I'll leave it to Craig to pick on the 30-year remark coming up a little bit
You
later
can
on.
pick on him with it, because he's been around a while, 35, 50.
I'll
North of that.
be interested to hear his opinions on the snow that we've had this past couple of days, and that show tonight's going to be great with all of the folks who have done so much to help out during this past week. So be sure to stick around for that. That's coming up tonight at THV 11 News at 10 with Craig O'Neill. For now, for everybody here, have a great night, and thanks for watching 630 Central.